Hey YouTube, coming at you with another deck profile. This is on my Harpie deck that made top 8 on the last tourney for the format with a 3-1 record. I was place number 3. Game 1 I played Heretics and I lost that round 1 to 2. Round 2 I got the bye. Round 3 I played Watts 2 to 1 and round 4 my friend was testing Chaos Dragons and I won 2 to 1. In my top 8 match, I played Sylvans and I lost 1 to 2. Um, Sylvans are way too good, and when Prime Origins gets dropped, they're going to be even better. They make a lot of explosive plays, and as a Harpy player, they don't set any back rows, so Hunting Ground doesn't really help me much. But this deck did win first place in my previous video, and it made top 8 as I mentioned, so we're going to go into the deck profile. Not much has changed, but I'm just going to do another. Okay, here we go. 3 Harpy Channelers. The main Harpy in the deck makes rank 4 and rank 7s. It just pretty much makes the big plays. You need to run 3. 3 Harpy Queens. You search out your field spell, and if you have this field spell already, you can hold on to them if one of them gets MST'd, or you can use these as a 2100 attack monster to pressure your opponent. 2 Harpy Dancers. I run 2. Without Harpy's Hunting Ground, this card's a weak vanilla, and it gets under Bottomless Trap Hole, but with the field spell active, this card is amazing. But that's why I run 2. I run the 2 Cyber Harpy Lady and 1 Harpy Lady 1. I only run the 1 Harpy Lady 1 for the attack boost when I go off with Party later in the game, but Cyber Harpy Lady at 2 was better for me because it puts a big pressure on your opponent with 1800 attack, whereas Harpy Lady 1 won't cut because 1600 attack is way too weak, especially being on the board for at least 1 turn. 1 Harpy's Pet Dragon, you only need to run 1. 1 Blackwing Zephyros the Elite. This card can make really amazing plays if it gets to the graveyard by discard or by Lavalval Chain, as it can reuse a Fiendish Chain, Hysteric Party, or Hysteric Sign back to your hand. So this card has its uses. 2 Effect Veilers, best hand trap for this format, which is coming to a close. Next format will be better. It ruins your opponent's effect monsters, and it can get you the edge of the game by just hitting the right monsters with the Effect Veiler. And 2 Card Ds. Strange choice in Harpies, I know, but first turn it's really hard to reveal it to your opponent if you want to go off or not, which as a first turn play you shouldn't. So Card D has that option to draw 2, set back row, and next turn you're going to have a way to go around to your opponent. But yeah, that's the monster count, total of 17. We're going to go into the spell lineup. 3 Harpy's Hunting Ground. It's their theme field spell. When a Harpy is summoned, you can pop spell or traps on either side of the field, and when I say either, you can pop your Hysteric Sign if you set it. And speaking of Hysteric Sign, you need to run 3, as if it gets popped by either player at end phase, you get a +3. And I know a lot of people blind space this card and their reaction is hilarious. So yep, but if you activate it face up, you get to look for Elegant Egotist to deck or graveyard, which you only run 1 of because it's a researchable spell card. You don't need to run more than that, so 1's all you need. 2 Pot of Duality. Keeps the Harpies more consistent along with Card D, so yep. 2 MSTs, it's for the field spell, War, and can pop your Hysteric Signs if your opponent's not going to do it. 1 Dark Hole, the board nuke, and 1 Book of Moon. Just an amazing magic card at 1. That's the spell lineup at 13. Onto the traps. I run the 1-ofs, except Compulse, because as I mentioned in a previous video, Compulse isn't a helpful card, as you can bounce threats back to your opponent's hand, and it only works against Synchro and XD monsters, so as a Harpy player, you have a lot of outs to threats, and Compulse isn't really needed in the space provided for this main deck anyway. Well, my opinion. But yeah, it works in other decks, but not Harpies. That's just my opinion. 2 Mirror Force to plus off your opponent if they have a huge board, or just to get rid of threats that you can't get rid of. 2 Fiendish Chain, effect negation, more of it anyway. And 3 Hysteric Parties. It's like their win condition for Harpies, and I pull it off so much where if this thing resolves and my opponent doesn't have an out to it, I win already because my opponent can't do anything. But that's the trap lineup, total of 10, giving the main deck a total of 40. Going to the extra deck for my rank 7s, around the Draco Sack, the Big Eye, and the Master Blades, the one-ofs. Master Blades I really don't see too often, but these two help me a lot, so the other two help me a lot, so yeah. Onto the rank 4s. MVP of the rank 4 deck pool is the Lightning Chidori. This card is like the go-to rank 4, and in different situations that I have been, this card is amazing at what it does. This is like your go-to though for Harpie players. 1 Lavalval Chain, I mentioned that you can get rid of Blackwing to the grave, or you can get Harpie's Pet Dragon to eliminate drawing it, or you can get the Harpie Lady 1 in the grave, so you can get the attack boost with the party. Yeah, that's pretty much Lavalval Chain's purposes, at least in my Harpie deck. 1 Queen Dragoon Djinn if you want to make another rank 7, as long as you have Chandler provided on the field for you. 1 number 101, it's an amazing card. Evil Storm Exoton Knight at 1. I only used it once, it got Solemn Warning, and I never saw it again. This card is only good if you're losing, so that's just my say about it. 1 Harpie's Pet Phantasmal Dragon, I hardly go into this thing, I'm probably going to cut it for the next format. 1 Ice Beast Seraphine, this card helped me several times, never a point where I needed to, so 1 did the job. 1 Steelstorm Roach for the Heraldic matchup, 2 Abyss Dwellers for the Mermaids, and 1 Cowboy for the extra 800 points of damage. Okay, that's my extra deck. We're going to go into the sideboard. For the monsters, I only run 2 Maxis. Good against game 2 and game 3 when your opponent is special summoning, so you can get your draw power, and next turn you'll be able to have outs to your opponent. That's the monsters. For the spells, I run 1 D-Fissure. As a Harpie player, you're always X-Zing into monsters. You hardly have a lone Harpie on the field, so D-Fissure doesn't hurt you, but it hurts your opponent. So this card is very good at 1, and it hurts a lot of decks. And I run the 3rd MST for the Field War if 2 wasn't enough, but that's the spell map. That's the spell lineup. For the traps, I run 2 Black Hornet Heavens, good against Heratics or any other deck that likes to XZ a lot. This card has been a savings grace for me in a lot of my tournaments, so this card is a must-have. At least I gotta say that. 2 Mind Crush, I'm probably gonna cut it. I only put it in here to, I guess, get opponent's cards out of their hand and send it to their grave, but sometimes depending on what deck you play, you might be helping them. 1 Soul Drain, you don't really use the graveyard too much, so this card will work wonders in your Harpie deck. 2 Light Imprisoning Mirrors for Boojins, Spellbooks, and a couple other decks that have light theme in it, and this is a go-to side card for next format because with the release of artifacts, this card is going to be amazing, so yeah, I can see this in everyone's sideboard that doesn't run light. 2 Overworked, probably going to cut this as well, and I only had this against the Fire Fist or the Mirror Match, because for game 2, some Harpie players like to keep their Lady with the attack boost, so Overwork is a useful card, but I'm probably going to cut it. I don't know why I had it in there, it just, I don't know, I never even used it, so. And the last card was DNA Surgery. Good against attribute type of decks like Boojin, Spellbooks, not Madoche. Yeah, decks that have attributes. I guess you can say Madoche, I apologize. I guess you can call like Fish or something, they don't get their ticket activations, but I don't know why you would do that. But yeah, that's the side count 15. I'm gonna do another video on the new format coming up in a couple of days. The cards I mentioned I was gonna cut, I'm probably gonna cut them, and I'm probably gonna do a deck profile and explain why I put them in. But yeah, so that's my top 8 Harpie Deck profile. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe if possible. Yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video, and that'll be all. Peace.